welcome to Connect Through Beauty. It is our first ever podcast, and I am truly honored to be hosting our first guest. Her name is Jen Groover, and she has impacted my life, impacted so many people, and really gives you the tools to do the same in your own life. And I am just so honored to be hosting her today. She is a mom of two beautiful girls. She's an international speaker, an author. She has over 20 years experience in human behavior, emotional intelligence. She's a motivational speaker of the year. She's won so many awards. Woman of the Year. She has done it all, my friends, and you are in for a treat. So we are going to dive a little deep into the beauty industry and, what we go through on a daily basis. And it really goes beyond the beauty professional and what they physically do every day. It just goes a lot further than that. And so we definitely go into detail with that. We will mention Canvas Me. Canvas Me is a platform for recruiting. Our company, Lords and Ladies, uses that platform as well. Jen, you will see her on that platform too. She also is really integrated with them and has been impactful on that platform to so many beauty professionals that are elevating their careers, looking for jobs. So Canvas Me is a fantastic site. Like I said, we use it in our company and it's been an amazing help. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and I can't wait to keep getting connected through beauty with you. Like I had said, I really want to bring awareness to our industry. And I know that you have just linked up with Canvas Me. And really dived into the beauty industry with them. And they're definitely on this role of changing and elevating our industry and really bringing awareness to who we are and what we're about. And I love that you're a part of it, because there's so many things that go into, what we do on an everyday basis. And so that kind of brings me to my first question for you is, we as beauty professionals get a lot of this pushback from many people. I know I've got it from my dad. He always said to me, if beauty was a subject in school, then I would get straight A's, which is hilarious because after I graduated, I said, well, that's what I want to do for a living. And, he hesitated and was like, well, I don't know. I think that you need to go to college, and I don't know if you're going to be successful. So I'm not the only one that gets that. I've talked to so many people that hear that on a daily basis. And so my question to you is what would you say to that person that's kind of struggling with that mentality hanging over them, and they want to follow their dreams, but they're hesitant?
So it's so funny that this is the first question. Because when I was in high school, I wasn't a really good student. I was really, really good at socializing. No one told me back then that that's actually one of the greatest assets you could have in life.
Love it.
But my dad kind of downplayed what he thought was going to be my ability to be successful, and did the opposite and tried to talk me out of college. And he was like, why don't you do something in the beauty space, or why don't you do something with sales? And I was like, I don't know what I want to do really at all. I thank God I wound up going to where I went because I studied psychology, and it set me on the path that I'm on. And what's interesting is, because I became an entrepreneur right out of college, I'm surrounded by other entrepreneurs. And what I learned is that college was just a social experiment that costs a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And while I'm about to send two kids to college, I've told them the same thing. It's a social experiment. It's really about um, you trying to find yourself and in an independent way. But if you already know what you're passionate about, do that thing. I mean, the beauty industry is a really successful industry, and you can be incredibly successful. And part of it's developing the talent, right? The
Mm-hmm.
skill set. But the other part
Absolutely.
goes right. So, but the other part goes back to what I said at first is it's developing you. It's developing who you are and your ability to be personable and kind and thoughtful and have good social skills. And if you nail that, you're golden. But why I started working with Canvas Me and what you just alluded to is so often people only work on the skill of like the actual skill set, the tactical skills, but they don't realize how incredibly important the development of yourself is. And once you can develop yourself, you can make a gazillion dollars in building businesses, building your book of business, building your client base,
Mm-hmm.
referring to other people. I mean, there's so many ways to go about building your business in the industry that, but it all really is importantly built on you being your best you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. You know, my mentor, my boss, the owner of Lords and Ladies, always said that it's about 20% of the skill that you have, and 80% is who you are. And that's why
Yep.
people connect with you, and that's why people are going to come back to you.
Yep.
And oh, and it's so true. It's just building relationships and being, and you're right, just being a kind and listening and hearing people. It's just a
So
great.
wait, let me ask you, Ashley, then, since I agree with that completely, did they teach you that in school?
No, they don't.
Crazy, right? This is exactly
Yeah.
Canvas Me brought me in because this isn't taught in school, but it's the most work. It is 80%. It truly is 80%. Like developing people skills and your own interpersonal development.
Oh, absolutely. So I 100% agree with you. I love where this is going, because this is this is really the fight that you fight every day.
Yeah,
You know, as
literally.
a leader, you know, as a leader, you know, you want to guide your employees and guide your staff in the right direction, and empower them and give them all of those tools. And it's true. Like, you come out of school and it's just like, okay, now what? so so yeah, I mean, we were really trying to incorporate all of those mindsets, personal development, all of those things into our education that we do too, right out of school.
Right. Well,
And that's why I
your
love
business does a great job with that. I wish more people in the industry took it as seriously as your business does.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it starts with the passion about it. And, you know, like, I know that I'm not the only one in like, our whole company believes in empowering the beauty professional and just elevating them and getting them as successful as they possibly can be. I know, like, we're probably the only industry, really, trade wise, that you can get up and you kind of dictate how much money you're making today.
Yep, exactly. You're all independent, even though everyone kind of works for a company, not everyone, but a lot of people work for a company. There's a very independent entrepreneurial part of that
Mhm.
where your success is dictated by your effort and by your commitment to growth.
Absolutely. So, yeah, and our company culture really is to actually create an entrepreneurship, which means that we truly allow our service providers to build their business within our salons. And we really try to push them to create that whole demand for themselves. So, you know, they have control over their books, and they can rebook their own clients, and again, make, you know, make as much money as they want.
Yeah.
um So, but we do have people, and which everyone, feels a little stuck or feels like they're hitting a barrier that they can't get past. What are your insights on that?
So to me, success and life evolution is like riding in a hot air balloon. And it's a process that is repeatable over and over and over again. And when you decide you want to take off in life, whatever aspect that is, you're on the ground and you make a decision. So like in a hot air balloon, you're taking the sandbags out. You have to take the sandbags out to get lift. And the sandbags are synonymous of our stuff. In order to get to the next level of where you want to go, you've got to get rid of stuff, whether it's
Mhm.
limited beliefs, negative self talk, um, bad habits that are holding you back. All of those things are part of that stuckness, and
Mhm.
it causes an awareness that has to be a consistent part of life, where you're constantly self-reflecting and auditing. Are these behaviors helping me? Are these beliefs helping me? Or are they hurting me?
Mm.
What am I keep doing that I keep getting the same results that I'm not happy with? So what do I need to change to get different results? And ultimately, you can't change your outcomes, your results until you change yourself. And
Mm.
that's the problem is most people try to change their results or their outcomes by forcing. And work ethic is really important, but you can't outwork your limited beliefs. You can't outwork your self sabotaging behaviors. You can only change them from within to get the outcomes to be different. You can work yourself into a certain level of success, but if you want to maximize your potential, you have to constantly evolve and become
Mm.
what you want before you get that. So I'll say that again because it's really important. Whatever it is that you want or desire, you have to become that person first in order to get that. And so going back to the metaphor of the hot air balloon, you're constantly in a process of evaluating what do I need to take out of my life. So a lot of people think success, I got to add more stuff. More likely than not, it's really not adding more things in, but first and foremost, taking things out that are not helping you and
Mm.
removing old beliefs that are limiting you and removing self-sabotaging behaviors that are holding you back. And when you get to the next level, you have what's called a new perspective. And so I always use the metaphor of, you're in Central Park and you used to walk through Central Park, but now you're in a hot air balloon and you rise above the trees in Central Park and you have this whole new perspective of what Central Park looks like. You had never knew how many
Mhm.
trees were actually in Central Park because you were walking through it from the ground looking up. Now you're above the trees looking down, and this new viewpoint or new perspective, once you have that, you never see the world the same again. And so
Mm.
as you keep changing and evolving, your perspectives of life keep changing and evolving. And as you change, you never are the same person again. And that's a great thing. I know some people are afraid of change, but that evolution is what's needed. And so then you get stuck again. You get bored. You're like, okay, I've already seen these
Mm.
trees. You have to go back and do the same exact thing again. Self reflect. What are my beliefs? What do I want more of in my life? How am I going to become that person that is worthy of that next level achievement? And it's constantly just this process of reevaluation and reframing, creating new beliefs that align with your desires. And when you create the new beliefs, you create the new behaviors, you create the new outcomes.
Oh, yes, I love that so much. Oh, and you would, I know you agree with this. It's really a habit, of getting into, I know for myself, little bits throughout the day, I almost kind of like stop and reevaluate. Am I on the right path? Is this the thing that I want to continue doing? It could be
Yes.
something so simple, but is this, the direction that I'm going in, and just kind of rechecking in with yourself. Yeah.
Always. in with yourself. And it is a habit. It's a ritual constantly. At first when people start doing it, it's has to be really intentional,
Sure.
but eventually it just becomes a habit where you're on a constant path of being present and reflecting at the same time.
Oh, yep, absolutely. And it really, I have a new relationship with myself, and it's kind of an eye opener, even in just that way. Like I have this respect for myself, and I owe it to myself to continue those habits and to keep rechecking in and saying, am I on the right path? And maybe I do feel stagnant. What am I doing next? How are we going to get to the next level? And I mean, you just really evolve as a human being, but also the success just comes along with it too.
Right. So I always say the more you become, the more everything around you becomes. You
Mm,
if if you only committed to becoming a better version of yourself every day, better than you were yesterday, there's no way you cannot become more successful.
mm, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I have read your book, and I love it. And I love it because it's truly tools. It's all about really getting into those habits and creating these tools for yourself to continue to work on yourself, because some people don't even know where to start.
Yep.
And in your book it says, you say this often, to work smarter and not harder. And we say that a lot to our staff, because eventually the goal is to make a full-time salary working 3 days a week.
Yep.
And we want that for everyone. So what can you tell us, like maybe two habits or one habit that people can start immediately, inner kind of bringing into their lives right now?
So I'm going to give you two things. First is to start really journaling on a regular basis to start your process of being accountable to yourself
Mm,
and jotting down thoughts of, where you are and where you want to go. And that evaluation process, putting it down on paper. So 6 months from now and a year from now, you can look back and see how far you've come. Because
mm,
sometimes we're hard on ourselves when we begin this process of self-awareness and dedication to growth and becoming more. Sometimes we lose sight of how far we've actually come.
mm.
And I'd like to say to my clients, like, I want you to give yourself virtual high fives along the way. Like, literally high five yourself for doing things. And it might seem small, but, you know, instead of reacting to someone, learning how to control your emotions and responding to them. And my clients will always say, my old me would have done this, but my new
Mm,
me did that. And I'm like, yes, high five.
mm.
That's amazing. Because you recognize the shedding of your old self and stepping into your new self and your future self. And so that's one way to begin to be accountable to yourself, but also see how far you've come and celebrate along the way. And the other thing is taking courses and reading books and diving into videos and committing every day to watching something or reading something or engaging something that's challenging your mindset and challenging your knowledge base and awareness so that you become a sponge for knowledge and turning that knowledge into wisdom.
Oh, absolutely. And we're in the profession of giving, and we give and we give, and we're creative people, we're emotional people. We work at a super high energy level, and we are just full of passion. And filling ourselves up is something that I think that we always do last. And it's certainly something that we should always put first, because I don't think that we can be our best selves if we aren't, to other people, if we aren't our best selves to ourselves.
Yeah,
That makes,
absolutely.
um, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, your profession is a profession that um, exchanges energy on a high
Mm,
level too. So, especially if you're an empath, Empaths absorb other people's energy more quickly. And so you can feel really tired and drained by other
Mm-hmm.
people's stuff, by other people's energy. So putting your energy management as a top priority is incredibly important to have sustainable success and sustainable happiness in that success. Like, what's success if you're not happy? It's nothing, right? It's a waste.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
it's about feeling fulfilled and joyful and grateful and feeling purposeful. But if you're too tired all the time, you can't feel that joy or excitement or passion. So um, you know, maximizing your potential is about maximizing your energy. And that begins with controlling the controllables. There's many things in our life out of our control, but one of the top things is that we can control is how we treat ourselves. And so prioritizing sleep is incredibly important. Eating healthy is incredibly important. Staying hydrated, incredibly important. Taking self-care days is incredibly important. Like when you're off, like really be off in the sense of giving yourself permission to rejuvenate. I mean, that's what you're, and those times off are meant for rejuvenation for your work life and vice versa. So are you doing things that are draining you or rejuvenating you? And giving ourselves permission to do that. And I know moms specifically struggle with this too. It's like you're off, but you're on, right? Being a mom is a
mm,
full-time job. So how do you create boundaries or expectations within your household too to give you that space and permission to rejuvenate as well? Because I would always say to my kids, like, if I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm not a good mom. So I need like to find that balance of rejuvenation and fueling myself so that I could be a great mom too.
mm. Uh, that is definitely something that I am still learning every day. But you're right to be aware of that and to just I love that. Give yourself permission.
Yeah.
Um, it's so true. It sounds so simple, but it's so true, and actually act upon it. Um, it's just a huge gift to yourself.
Yeah, it is. It's not even a gift as much as it is a necessity um, to do so. And I would even have the conversations with my kids when they were younger. I mean, they're 18 now, so I have to like wrangle them down to like hang out with me now. But
Mm,
then, during the mom stage, now it's only like, mom, can you make me food or can I have money? But then I would say, like, mommy needs this hour alone. Like, I just need an hour to
yeah,
sit and meditate or read a book or go for a walk or go get a massage. And I explain, like, I'm a better person when I come back.
yeah. Oh,
Giving your family the value proposition helps them support those endeavors.
and they watch you do it too. So I think like even you're also creating an example for them as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that.
absolutely.
Um, so I know we're kind of coming down to the end here in closing. But I just wanted to say, like, everyone is on a journey, and I love that because what we do for a living, we get to kind of join other people on that journey. So can you share with us what a beauty professional service provider has impacted you, how they've impacted you personally?
Wow. I've had quite a few along my way, whether it's my stylist or Reiki professional or massage therapist or
Mm,
nails, makeup. Um, I've met so many along the way. And one of the biggest things that I would say, and I joke with because of what I do for a living, I say to all of them, whether you want it to be this way or not, you're people's therapist all day,
mm,
every day. And they're coming to you looking for safety or looking for security or looking for guidance or looking just to feel better about who they are. So I see that mirror in all of those people along my way. But I'd say one of the circumstances that sticks out to me the most was getting my makeup done for my friend's wedding a few years back, probably about 5 years now. And this makeup artist was just so deep. And pretty quickly we got into like a super spiritual conversation, and it took her like an hour to do my makeup, and it was like the best hour. And we wound up staying friends from that moment on, and just staying in touch with each other through life's journey. But what I could say the takeaway from that impact and that experience is be open and be vulnerable and be transparent, and realize that people that are coming to you aren't expecting perfection in who you are. And the messiness is okay too. And you might have bad days too. Everybody does. But why I feel like she made such an impression on me is because she was just vulnerable and kind, thoughtful, and just took a couple extra steps in everything that she does. Just a few minor extra steps. And she does she does makeup obviously for weddings and stuff, but she has a place in kind of your area actually, where she does eyebrows, like the I forget the process.
Microblading?
Yes, the microblading. She's booked out at like 6 months in advance, literally like 6 months in advance, because she's that person that just takes that extra step, and her clients will wait for her to have her next opening, because it's not just how good of a job she does, but the love and kindness that she puts into what she does.
I love that. I mean, I think, as beauty professionals and at what you do as well for a living, to sit here and be so humble that we can make an impact just a little, even just a little bit, and change somebody's day is so rewarding.
Yes.
So, well, I know, sure people are going to be so interested in your book. So can you do like a quick little preview or overview on your book real quick?
Sure, absolutely. My latest book is called The More Method, the simple formula to get more of everything you desire in life. And it's a culmination of my 20 plus years teaching human behavior, bringing together multiple disciplines such as psychology, physiology, nutrition, neuroscience, quantum physics, metaphysics, Buddhism, and more, and bringing the best of practices together to teach you how to maximize your potential and maximize life as a whole holistic experience. And it's really teaching people in a simplified storytelling way that allows for it's a journey. In the book, I take you on a journey that is storytelling my experiences and giving lessons from each experience. So it's truly a journey.
Yeah, I can attest to that, because it's, like I said before, it's really giving you a lot of tools and kind of guiding you on that journey. So I love that, because it's not just, reading a book and writing down your own things. You're really giving action plans and, pauses throughout the book. So I love that.
Yeah, I make it like a workbook.
Yeah.
I designed it so it's an interactive workbook. So it allows for extra reflection and power in that reflection to go back and look at over again and see how much you grew again, like I said, with journaling.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, Jen, thank you so much for this. This means so much to me. I can't even explain into words. You are just a beautiful person inside and out, and I'm just so grateful.
Well, I appreciate your having me, and I thank you so much. And for all the listeners, I'm very, very active on social media, so feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. That's where I'm the most active.
Love it. And I'm going to link up your book, your website, and all the fun things onto this podcast as well.
Well, I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.